was just going to say, you guys aren't sitting around home knitting when you're not on the road, are you?
No, well, Bruce is.
The rest aren't.
How's my scarf going?
No, it's good. Melbourne football.
I dabble in scrapbooking, but
Yeah, no, we're all very busy actually. I mean, Keith's just had his 3rd album out, and Athel's doing motivational speaking.
I'm up in Queensland and doing things, and Bruce is... What are you doing, Bruce? You
Knitting.
Yeah, no, and of course I've got lots of projects. So it hasn't. It's just strange though how it was just meant to be, and it's something we all would like to do. And when you said about the freshness, I think the fact that it's Andre Rieu's type of show, the appeal of that is just so different. He's taken classical music to another level, and of course a lot of our fans love classical music. We have an unusual fit where a lot of our fans also like the Beatles or ABBA or something. But you know, he certainly bringing classical music. There's going to be a wonderful blending of audiences there who really all love just beautiful music. So that makes it very fresh.
Well, there's another very important question I have to ask. I've known you, and we were just discussing, Judith, how long since we did our first interview together, and I don't know if we need to actually bring up actual years at this point in time, but you all look incredible. Is there a painting in each of your attics? Please explain.
Well, I think we all feel pretty fit, and it's really lucky. Bruce and I were saying, it's just great that we enjoy good health and enjoy each other's company, and it's a great combination.
I think
none of us are allowed to go rollerblading before the tour.
Do you fly on the same plane?
No.
You learn when you're on tour, and I've often said to friends of mine, I'm healthier and fitter, or was, through our reunion years because of the disciplines that you automatically impose on yourself. Because it's a long day. We still all get up early in the morning, but then your 12-hour day starts, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with a sound check, and goes right through till virtually midnight. I mean, it's not hard physical labour, but it is, physically, tough.
But all those other bands you were, mentioning earlier that were around the 60s with you, they were all up to no good. How is it?
Were they?
Well,
Do tell us.
Well, you hear little phrases bandied about like sex, drugs and rock and roll.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is publicity driven, and they think, hey, that's the image I want. I'm going to go out and be a naughty boy or a bad girl. Like, I can name you. No, I couldn't. I can name you one at the moment.
a lot of them were really naughty, though, Ethel. You know that.
Yeah, well, that's true. But we're not going to.
But how is it that you guys, kept yourselves nice?
Well, we didn't have drugs for a start. I mean, a lot of them go astray with the drugs. Yes. That's, what a terrible killer that is. So
I was never offered anything in our time in England. Never offered a joint or a tatler. I mean that, nothing.
Me too, I never was.
That's right. Never offered anything. As for a glass of Guinness, that's a different story.
That's like
a little drink.
Oh yes,
very
lubricating.
But two of us are vegetarian, I mean, Kate's been vegetarian. I've been now for 40 years, and you've been for a long time.
About 17 years now.
Yeah.
So, whatever that proves. I don't
well, it all shows a discipline. I mean, all of us are disciplined, and I don't think people should discount that. Good sleep too, of course, big part of it. And the Rolling Stones, I mean, let's face it, with all their terrible lifestyle, supposedly, Mick Jagger is, he keeps fit, and they do more than 2 hours full-on energy show, 2.5 hours on stage, non-stop. So they set a pretty high standard. I mean, their looks belie what's going on behind there, I think.
Do you guys still hear from fans on a regular basis? Because I think people feel they know you well enough to actually send letters and send emails and so forth.
Particularly to Judith's office.
Yes, I've got JudithDurham.com, of course, and we get the stunning emails. It's just absolutely amazing. And a lot of them from the States, which is quite surprising. About half of them come from the States, where we've never toured. Well, we toured in like 1966 or something. But often it'll be I'll Never Find Another You, which is the favourite song. Often that comes up. And people telling us how they've had the music in their lives and the different generations and all the things that have happened to them. They might have met their loved one, with the song was our song and all that sort of stuff.
Great stories. Really, very moving stories. I was saying that to the gang this morning. I had a little boy walk up to me in a shop the other morning. Looked, had his little cap on back to front. I turned around, he's standing in front of me looking at me, straight face. Said, "Are you the man who sings Morningtown Ride?" And I said, "Oh yeah," threw me a little bit. And he said, "How do I form a band?" Straight face. So I said, do you have a musical instrument? He said, "I've got a keyboard." I went, "Great." So I took him through how simply you can do that by just blah blah blah. And he said, "Thank you very much." Walked out.
That's
was beautiful. But, like little moments like that.
You didn't get him to sign away a percentage there, and then I think it might have been worse.
Yeah, I missed that one. I think I know his mum and dad, though. I'll
Yeah,
get their
jolly
address
good.
and phone
Very
number.
helpful. But where did the name The Seekers come from?
We tossed a coin.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
Literally, Keith and I were walking down a
It was
shopping
either the Searchers
It was
or
either the Searchers or the Seekers.
So you felt you were looking for something? What were you looking for?
No, well, sort of. It
we
was
were
folky.
seeking something.
Seeking
We weren't
something.
quite.
Yeah,
We're
folky.
seeking a name.
We
But
changed
there
from
was-
a bebop group to a folky group.
Yeah.
And they seemed to be the two folky names. And we literally tossed a coin.
And The Seekers
down
won.
The Searchers were already taken.
We
No,
didn't
but
know.
we didn't know that at the
Oh, we
time.
didn't?
No,
No.
the thing was that the Searchers had their first hit literally a couple of weeks after we figured that the Seekers was going to be our name. And the Searchers had Needles and Pins or whatever, Sweets for My Sweet.
We got to
their first-
England, sorry to cut in, but the follow-up was we wanted to get some suits made when we were in it, so we went to the wool board, right? Because Aussie wool was what it was all about, subsidising the wool board and the rest of the world's wool supplies. Anyway, the guy thought about it behind the table, and they came back to us about a week later. Did I tell you this story?
No.
And the guy said, "Oh no, look, we can't help you. Sorry, boys. We've already got a group on our books called the Searchers.
Gosh, how
There they are making the Searchers their beautiful woolen cut suits, which didn't help us at all.
that's amazing.
How come I never heard that story?
I didn't want to disappoint you. I couldn't bear to see you cry as a grown man.
I've been wearing nylon ever since.
They used to put me in the boys' dressing room because they thought, oh, the Searchers is a four-boys group.
That's right.
So I ended up with the boys. But one time they thought, oh, I better not have her in there, so they moved me out, and it turned out I went into a dressing room. The Tom Jones was still in, so that was all right.
I didn't get her out for a week.
Is there more? Is there more to that story?
Oh, I wish there was.
You know
No,
about
but we
that
reminisced
story?
about it.
It's not unusual.
Oh, really, Keith?
It wasn't for Tom, anyway.
Classic. I'm just envisioning you guys up on that tremendous stage that he creates. It's really going to be something else. When do you head off, and when do you start hitting the road?
Tour dates through October, into early
16th
November.
in Melbourne's the first 16th of October.
That's about right.
16th.
Yeah, so in Melbourne, yeah.
Rod
So,
Laver Arena.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
yeah.
Sydney about the end of October 1st, November 1st, I think, in Sydney.
Just brilliant.
Perth
Yeah,
fans are
lovely.
going to have to fly east, unfortunately. We're not doing Perth or Hobart, so they're going to have to fly north.
Yes.
But
They
that's
tend to
okay.
do that for you, though.
I hope so. And of course
Well,
they
that's-
would for Andre as well.
And second
Yeah.
shows, I think, opened today, did they not?
Yeah,
Oh,
second
that's right,
show,
yes,
yes,
they've opened the second shows as well, so
Yes,
they're
I
pretty
think you'll be
confident
performing
about
to
it.
very full houses.
Yes,
yeah.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Well, look,
They're
it's
wonderful.
great news, and so great to catch up with
Thanks,
you on a happy
Angela.
occasion like this, and we can't wait to see you come October.
Right.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Angela.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.